You ever notice how some R&B songs don't just play, they take over the room? Like one bass line drops and suddenly everybody's moving. The quiet people start nodding, the loud ones start singing, couples get closer, strangers turn into a choir. No hype, just soul power. Today, we're counting down 12 R&B soul songs that still move rooms. No repeat artists, no filler, just records that still hit like they were made for right now. And stay with me, because when we get to the top 4, it's not even a debate. These songs don't just fill a space, they change the atmosphere. Before we jump in, let me set the scene the way it always felt to me. R&B and soul isn't just music you like. Real R&B is music that changes what people do with their bodies. It tells a room when to sway, when to sing, when to get closer, when to stop talking and actually listen. And the wild part is, some songs don't lose that power. Decades pass, the sound systems change, the dance styles change, the playlists change, and those songs still walk in like they own the place. This is the back end of our countdown, numbers 12 to 9. This is where the foundation gets laid. The kind of records that don't need a speech. They just need the first 2 seconds, and then the room belongs to them.
I still remember in the days when I was scared to touch you, how I spent.
You want to talk about a song that moves a room without asking permission? This is one of the cleanest examples ever recorded. Never Too Much has that rare kind of opening that feels like a door swinging open. It's bright, it's confident, it's smooth, but it's not soft. It has muscle. The groove is tight and clean, like somebody ironed it. The bass is walking with purpose. The rhythm has that bounce that makes people start moving before they even decide to. And the thing about Luther, Luther didn't sing like he was trying to impress you. He sang like he already knew what love could do to a person. Like he'd been on both sides of it. The joy and the ache, the confidence and the fear. So even when he's delivering something upbeat, there's still emotion in it. Not heavy emotion, just real emotion. Like the smile is genuine.
When I was scared to touch you, how I spend my day dreaming, planning how to say.
I always think of how this song works at gatherings. You could be in a room where people are half listening, halfway talking, drinks clinking, somebody laughing too loud, then this track comes on, and suddenly the energy tightens up. People start stepping in place, heads start nodding in sync. That one person who acts too cool, they're moving too. Maybe just a shoulder, maybe just a little foot tap, but it's there. Because Never Too Much has a secret weapon. It's joyful without being corny. It's romantic without being messy.
I'd rather be with you, 'cause you make my heart.
It's grown without being boring. That's hard to pull off. A lot of love songs either feel too sweet or too serious. Luther threads the needle. He makes love feel like a celebration, like being obsessed with one person is actually a good thing. And you know what else? The chorus is built like a chant. It's easy. It's repetitive in the best way. People sing it together like they've known it forever. Even if they don't know the verses perfectly, they know the feeling. And in a room full of people, feelings matter more than lyrics. This is why it still moves rooms. It doesn't need nostalgia to work. It's just well made. It's the sound of confidence and warmth at the same time, like somebody walking in with a fresh haircut and a kind heart. So if number 12 is the celebration, number 11 is what happens when the celebration turns into commitment. Not the pretty kind of commitment, the tested kind. If this song just hits you in that quiet place, don't let this moment be a one-time thing. Subscribe to Demo. We're building a home for real R&B and soul. The kind that heals, the kind that tells the truth. Hit subscribe and come back whenever you need a song that understands you.
We didn't build nothing overnight, 'cause a love like this takes some time.
This is one of those songs that makes you realize something. R&B isn't just about love, it's about surviving love. Be Without You comes from that era where R&B was still ruling the radio, but life was starting to feel faster. Phones were getting smarter, but attention spans were getting shorter. People were switching songs every 10 seconds, skipping tracks like Feelings were disposable. And then Mary J. Blige drops a song that basically says, no skipping, sit down, this is real.
We got real. Yeah. See, baby, we've been too strong for too long. And I can't be.
Mary doesn't sing like she's telling you a story about someone else. She sings like she's standing in the middle of the story with no protection. Like she's not trying to look cool, she's trying to be honest. And honesty moves rooms. The beat is steady, almost like a heartbeat. Not too flashy, it's built to hold her voice.
Still, I wanna ask you, would you lie? No. Make me cry? No.
Because Mary's voice is the main instrument here. It's got that rasp, that strain, that truth. She sounds like she's fought for love, lost it, found it again, and still wakes up scared it might disappear. That's why when Be Without You plays in a room, you can literally feel the shift.
I just can't be without you, baby. Yeah.
The room doesn't get louder, it gets deeper. People start singing the hook like they're singing their own testimony. Couples look at each other. Some people look away because it hits too close. Somebody always closes their eyes during the chorus. And if you've ever been through a rough patch with someone, if you've ever had that moment where pride didn't matter anymore, this song finds you immediately.
Ask you, would you lie? No. Make me cry? No. Do something behind my back.
Mary's gift has always been her ability to take something personal and make it communal. Like she's saying, yeah, you too. I know. That's why her music lives in cars, in kitchens, in late night headphones, in weddings, in breakups, in makeup sessions, in lonely rooms. Be Without You is not a fancy record. It's not trying to be clever. It's a straight shot to the heart. And the fact that it still works years later tells you everything about what people really want from R&B. They want something that says the hard part out loud. Now, if Mary's record is the sound of holding on, number 10 is the sound of finding your own lane, lighting a little incense in your spirit and floating above the noise.
And we were made in his image, then call us by our names.
There are songs that take over a room by turning it up. And then there are songs that take over a room by calming it down. On and On is that second type. When this song comes on, it doesn't kick the door in. It glides in, it leans against the wall. It watches the room for a second. And then, slowly, people start changing their pace to match it. That's power.
But they fear me just the same. On and on and on.
This record arrived in that moment when a lot of people were craving something more natural, something less shiny, something that felt like it had air in it, like it wasn't made in a factory. It was made in a room with real musicians, real taste, real patience.
That's right, on and on and on and on.
Badu's voice is conversational. She's not doing the most, she's not begging for attention. She's almost talking, but in melody, and that style makes you lean in. It feels like she's telling you something important, but she's not yelling it. She's cool enough to let the message land on its own.
The mothership can't save you, so your ass is.
And the groove, it's got that bounce that doesn't rush, that head nod rhythm. You hear it and you immediately picture a room where people are standing close, not because it's crowded, but because it feels good to be near other people. Somebody's smiling without realizing it. Somebody's sipping something slow. Somebody's doing that small shoulder roll like, yeah, this is the one.
Don't have nothing left. The mothership can't save you.
This is what On and On does. It doesn't just move bodies, it sets a mood standard. Like the room suddenly agrees, we're not doing chaos right now, we're doing vibe, and the lyrics are part of why it lasts. Badu comes with that mix of street wisdom and spiritual curiosity. She's asking questions, dropping lines that sound like they could be on a notebook page. The kind of words people repeat later like quotes. It's not preachy. It's not trying to be a lecture. It's just her worldview, sung like a shrug. When a song can shift a room without raising its voice, that's when you know it's special.
Intellects do not believe in God, but they fear me. They fear me.
But number nine is different. Number 9 doesn't glide in. Number 9 walks in carrying a memory you didn't ask to revisit, then sits it right on the table in front of you. Some songs make people dance. X Factor makes people tell the truth. This record is a quiet storm, but not the silky kind. It's the kind of quiet storm that happens inside your chest, the kind where you're calm on the outside, but your thoughts are loud. Lauryn Hill had a way of singing that felt like she was both strong and wounded at the same time, like she could handle it, but she shouldn't have had to, and that's why X Factor hit so hard. It's not just heartbreak, it's the confusion inside heartbreak, the back and forth, the push and pull, the part where you're mad but you still care, the part where you leave but you still look back. The writing is so direct, it doesn't hide behind fancy metaphors. It says what people actually feel and don't want to admit. And Lauryn's voice, man, she doesn't perform it like a singer trying to nail a take. She performs it like someone trying to understand what happened to her life. That's why rooms react to this song in a very specific way. When X Factor starts, people get quieter, not always on purpose. It's like the room senses it's not party music, it's life music. You'll see somebody who was laughing a second ago suddenly stare into space. You'll see someone mouthing the words like they're reading a diary they wrote years ago. If it's playing in a car with friends, somebody always turns it up, and then everybody pretends they're not emotional. And when the hook comes, when she hits that "it could all be so simple," that line doesn't just land, it sits down, because almost everybody has lived that sentence. Almost everybody has had a moment where love felt like it was supposed to be easy, but it wasn't. And you look back and wonder how something that started so sweet turned into something so complicated. X Factor moves rooms because it moves the inside of people. It reminds you that R&B is not just about romance. It's about reality. It's about the emotional math we do every day. How much can I take? How much can I forgive? How much do I still feel? And here's the real reason this song stays powerful. It never tries to tie things up in a neat bow. It doesn't give you a perfect ending. It just tells the truth and lets you sit with it. That's why it feels human. I remember when this record hit and it felt like the world suddenly turned the lights down. Not in a creepy way, more like it made everything quieter so you could hear your own thoughts again. Untitled, How Does It Feel, is one of those songs that doesn't rush you. It doesn't chase radio time. It stretches out like it's not worried about being skipped. And that confidence is part of the seduction. The groove is slow, but not sleepy. It's controlled. It's like a heartbeat that's steady because it knows exactly what it wants. And D'Angelo's voice is doing this thing that's hard to explain if you weren't there for that era. It's not perfect in a shiny way. It's raw, almost like you can hear the room around him. Like you're not listening to a performance. You're listening to a private moment you weren't supposed to overhear. This song moves rooms because it changes the temperature. I've seen it happen in real time. People stop joking, they stop scrolling, they stop faking cool. It pulls the attention inward. It makes the room feel smaller, more intimate. And the question at the center, how does it feel? That line is simple, but it's powerful because it's not just about sex. It's about being known. It's about asking someone to be honest in the moment. That's why it hits deeper than people admit. It's not look at me, it's tell me the truth. A lot of songs try to be seductive by being loud. This one is seductive because it's calm, it's patient, it's not trying to sell you a fantasy, it's trying to create a real feeling. And if you ever played this song around other people, you already know the effect. Somebody will act like they don't know it, then start mouthing the words. Somebody will suddenly need to get a drink. Somebody will laugh because they feel exposed. It's like the record has a spotlight and nobody wants to be caught standing directly under it. That's what makes it timeless. It doesn't belong to 2000. It belongs to the human body and the human heart.
Somebody say that a love like that.
Now this is a different kind of power. Sade doesn't move the room by pulling you close. She moves the room by pulling you underwater. That's what No Ordinary Love feels like. Slow waves, heavy air, a kind of calm that is almost dangerous.
For you, there's nothing like.
I remember hearing this song and realizing some artists don't sing to you. They sing around you. They build a space and you step into it. The beat is patient. The bass feels like it's walking through fog. The drums don't demand attention. They keep time like a distant pulse. And Sade's voice, it's smooth.
I keep trying for you.
But it's not soft. It's controlled. It's like she's telling you, I am not panicking. I am not begging. I am simply telling you what this love is. And what she's describing isn't a cute little crush. It's a love that costs something, a love that changes you.
Gave you love.
A love that makes you proud and tired at the same time. This is why it still moves rooms. It feels expensive, not in money, emotionally expensive. Like the kind of love where you've invested years, your pride, your patience, your identity. And when she sings, it feels like she's carrying all of that with grace, but you can still hear the weight. Play No Ordinary Love in a room.
There's nothing like.
And people don't jump. They sink, they sway, they lean back. It's grown music, but not in the boring way. Grown in the I've been through things way. The room starts moving like it's in slow motion. And because it's so controlled, it gives the listener room to project their own story onto it. Everybody has had a love that wasn't simple.
There's nothing like.
Everybody has had a moment of giving more than they should. And Sade sings it like she's not ashamed of it. Like, yes, I love that hard, and I'd do it again. That kind of honesty, delivered with that kind of calm, it's hypnotic. That's why it lasts. Respect is one of those records where the first seconds feel like a door swinging open. I wasn't there in the studio, obviously, but I was there in the world when that sound meant something. You could feel it.
Your heart has called me closer to you.
This wasn't just a catchy song. It was a statement. It was a demand. It was a person standing tall and telling the world, you're going to treat me right. And when Aretha sings it, you believe her without question, because she doesn't sing like she's asking permission. She sings like she already knows her worth. I remember how people reacted to Respect. It wasn't background music. When it came on, heads lifted. People started singing along like they were speaking for themselves, like they were finally saying what they'd been holding in for years. What makes Aretha unforgettable is the authority in her voice. It's not just power, it's truth. She sounds like she's been through something, learned something, and came out stronger. That's why her voice hits people in the chest. It doesn't just entertain you, it challenges you. And Respect has that call and response feel, that church meets street energy. It feels communal, like it's not just her song, it's everybody's song. People don't just listen to it, they join it.
When she's gone, and this house just ain't no home.
Now we're at number 5, and this is where the countdown turns into something almost sacred. Ain't No Sunshine is not a big song. It's not long. It doesn't have a giant production. It doesn't need any of that. It's one of those rare records where the space between the notes is part of the pain.
She goes away.
Bill Withers sings like a man who isn't trying to impress anybody. No tricks, no vocal gymnastics, just a plain voice carrying a heavy truth. That's why it hits so hard. The moment it starts, you feel the loneliness in it, not the dramatic loneliness where someone is crying on the floor. The quiet loneliness, the kind where the house feels too big, the kind where you look at your phone and don't want to call anyone because you already know what you're going to say. And then he gets to that part, I know. And it's like watching someone talk themselves in circles. That repetition doesn't feel like songwriting. It feels like a real human stuck in a real thought. This song moves rooms because everyone has been there, even if they don't want to admit it. Everybody has had someone who was their light.
Just ain't no home anytime she goes away.
Everybody has had that moment where the absence feels louder than the presence ever was. And what makes it timeless is how simple it is. You can play it on a big stage or in a tiny room through a perfect sound system or a cheap speaker, and it still lands. Because it's not about production, it's about emotion, delivered clean. When Ain't No Sunshine plays in a room full of people, it creates a small private space inside each person. You'll see it. The eyes change, the posture changes, people get still.
She's gone. Ain't no sunshine.
And the ones who are singing along aren't performing, they're remembering. That's the power of soul music at its best. It doesn't entertain you. It tells you the truth in a way you can survive. So now we've reached the heart of the countdown's middle, 8 through 5. This section is the slow burn, the deep water, the midnight ride, and the quiet ache. And from here, it only gets bigger because the top 4,
And when she's gone, only
those aren't just songs that move rooms. Those are songs that define rooms. Songs that turn a crowd into one voice. Songs that feel like history and still feel like now. Some songs start with drums, some start with guitar. This one starts like a promise. The first seconds of Let's Stay Together feel like warm air coming into the room. It's smooth, but it's not sleepy. It's romantic, but it's not begging. It doesn't push you, it pulls you gently, like a hand on the small of your back. I remember the first time I truly noticed what this song does to people. It wasn't some big concert moment. It was simple. A house gathering, lights low, grown folks talking over each other, somebody moving plates and cups, kids running around. The room was busy. Then that intro came in, and it was like the room suddenly remembered it had a heartbeat. Even the people who didn't get up to dance still changed. Their faces softened, their shoulders dropped. Somebody smiled at somebody else. The room got warmer. That's Al Green's gift. He doesn't just sing about love. He makes love feel like a safe place you can step into. And the wild part is, the song isn't dramatic. It's not full of threats or demands. It's not, if you leave, I'll fall apart. It's more like, we can make this work. We can stay. In real life, that's what people need to hear. Because love isn't just fireworks. Love is staying through seasons. Love is choosing the person again when it's not easy. Al's voice is a big reason the record moves rooms the way it does. That falsetto isn't just a vocal trick. It feels like vulnerability, but with confidence. Like he's open, but he's not weak. He's tender, but he's not helpless. That balance is rare, and the groove behind him is perfect. The drums don't rush, the bass doesn't show off.
Let me be the one you can run to.
The band plays like they're holding a candle steady. Enough light to see, not so much that it blinds you. The arrangement leaves space, and space is where feelings breathe. This is why Let's Stay Together works everywhere. It works at weddings because it sounds like commitment. It works at cookouts because it sounds like joy. It works at late night drives because it sounds like hope. It works after arguments because it sounds like peace.
Never be untrue.
And it moves rooms because it gives people a script for the kind of love they want. Not the messy kind that burns out fast, the kind that lasts long enough to have a history. Now, if number 4 is the sound of staying, number 3 is the sound of the room waking up, like the lights coming on, like feet hitting the floor, like the party suddenly remembering why it came.
Writings on the wall.
Superstition doesn't walk into a room. It kicks the door open. That riff hits, sharp, funky, impossible to ignore, and it's like the room's spine straightens up. People don't even have to love old music to react. Their bodies understand it before their brains do.
Baby, superstition. Let us not
It's one of those grooves that feels like it's been inside human DNA forever. I remember hearing it in places where you wouldn't expect it. Someone's older uncle testing speakers, a DJ sneaking it into a set just to see who had taste. A movie soundtrack moment that made people go, "What is that?"
live in superstition.
It always got the same result: movement, immediate movement. The rhythm is tight like a fist. The beat has that bounce that makes your shoulders start talking. The bass and drums lock in so clean you can almost see them smiling at each other.
Rough colored glass. 7 years.
And that main line, whether you call it the riff or the hook, sits in the pocket so perfectly it feels like it's driving the whole room like a steering wheel. But here's the thing. Superstition isn't just a dance record. It's a warning dressed up as a party. That's what makes it genius. Stevie is basically saying, don't live your life based on fear and fake signs.
The wall that you carry.
Don't let superstition run you. Don't blame the stars for choices you're scared to make. And he's doing it over a groove so nasty, you'd almost miss the lesson if you weren't listening. That's the Stevie Wonder magic from that era. He wasn't just making hits. He was making statements, but he made them feel good. And he played with this confidence that was different from most artists. You could feel it even back then. Stevie wasn't asking the industry for permission.
You believe in things you don't understand. Then
He was building his own world, sound, message, musicianship, all of it. So when superstition plays in a room, two things happen at once. The room dances, the room feels smart for dancing because it's not empty music. It's music with teeth. It's funk with a brain. And it's one of the best examples of a song that can cross every kind of crowd.
the wall that you carry.
Old heads love it. Musicians love it. New listeners love it. It can fit into a hip hop set, a funk set, a soul set, a rock set, even a wedding band set. It's one of those songs that proves good rhythm doesn't age. It still moves rooms because it's built like a machine that never breaks.
Keep me in daydream. Keep it going strong.
Now, number 2 is different. Number 3 makes people move with their bodies. Number 2 makes people move with their voices. This is where the room turns into a choir, whether it wants to or not.
Time, honey, to give me my promise when you get
There are songs people sing along to, and then there are songs people use like a weapon. Respect is that second type. I can't even count how many times I've been in a room where this song came on and everything changed. Not because the beat is the loudest, not because it's the newest, but because the message hits like a gavel.
And I'm asking in return, honey, to give me.
The second Aretha spells it out, people sit up, people grin, people point, people shout the letters like they've been waiting all day for a reason to do it. And you have to understand what it felt like when that record lived in the culture. This wasn't just entertainment. This was a moment. It sounded like confidence at full volume, especially from a woman who did not sound like she needed anyone's approval. Her voice has power, but it also has command. Like she's not asking politely, like she's telling you the standard. And the band behind her matches that energy, tight, sharp, ready. The groove has urgency. It moves forward. It doesn't drift. And that's why the record still moves rooms. Because everybody, at some point, has needed respect. Everybody has felt overlooked. Everybody has felt like they were giving more than they were getting back. It's a dance record. It's fun. It has bounce. It's a sing-along. The hook is unforgettable. It's a statement. It carries pride. It's also a mirror. It asks the room a question. Do you respect me? And when it's playing, the room answers out loud. I've seen it with different generations too. Older folks sing it with a smile like they remember exactly what it meant back then. Younger folks sing it like it still applies right now, because it does. That's the point. Respect never goes out of style. Aretha's version has this feeling of taking up space. Like she walked into a world that wanted her smaller and said, "No, I'm here." That kind of energy moves rooms because it's contagious. You can feel people stand taller when it plays. And now we're at number 1. This is the top. And it's not the top because it's the loudest, or the funnest, or the most played at parties. It's the top because it might be the most important soul record ever made about the world we live in, while still sounding like music you can't turn off.
If this song just hits you in that quiet place, don't let this moment be a one-time thing. Subscribe to Demo. We're building a home for real R&B and soul. The kind that heals, the kind that tells the truth. Hit subscribe and come back whenever you need a song that understands you.
For only love can conquer.
Some songs are tied to a time. This song feels tied to humanity. I remember first hearing What's Going On and realizing something that hit me in the chest. This wasn't just a singer trying to sound good. This was a man trying to understand the world out loud. And he wasn't doing it with anger for show. He was doing it with sadness, confusion, love, and a kind of spiritual urgency.
Oh, yeah. It lights.
When What's Going On comes on, people don't just sing it, they listen to it. Even if they're talking, you'll see their mouths slow down. Even if they're cooking, they'll pause for a second. Even if they're driving, they'll ease off the gas just a little. It puts people into reflection mode without killing the vibe. And that's rare. Most message songs feel heavy first. This one feels beautiful first, and then you realize the beauty is carrying something serious. That's why it's number 1 on a list of songs that move rooms, because it moves the room in a way you can't fake. It doesn't just make bodies move, it makes minds move. It makes people check in with their own conscience.
Picket lights, picket sight.
And it does it without losing soul, without losing groove, without losing warmth. That's the genius of Marvin Gaye here. He makes empathy sound like music you want to play again. So when it hits in a room, you're not just hearing a classic, you're hearing a reminder that soul music can be tender and strong at the same time, that it can be beautiful and honest at the same time, that it can comfort you and challenge you at the same time.
Picket lights, picket.
And when a song can do all of that, 50 years later, and still feel like it belongs in the room, that's not a hit anymore. That's a legacy.